Welcome back to my channel, Duct Tape Mechanic. On this video, I'm going to show you how to fix this sort of Samsung active waterjet washing machine that's giving a UL code and therefore not spinning out the clothes properly. So if you find this video to be helpful, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more DIY and tinkering videos. Alright, so here is the washing machine in question. This is a notorious problem with this washer. So basically, if you have a Samsung washer and you bought it in the last 5 years, this video is for you. Basically, if it says Samsung Active Water Jet, this is the correct video. And I made a video on the repair of this similar issue on an older Samsung, and I can link that in the description of this video. And the concepts are similar, but the way we're going to access the suspension rods is going to be a little bit different. They kind of changed it up on this newer model. So basically what's happening is this washing machine, every time it goes into the spin cycle, it's giving a UL error code. And some of the other things they may be doing, may be bouncing around a lot, where you can hear like the tub hitting the sides of the washer, so you'll hear a loud tick, 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 tick sound like that. Or it may be adding more and more time to the cycle. So you may see it initially it has 40 minutes left, but when you come back, it all of a sudden has 60 minutes left or 65 minutes left. Basically, it's getting out of balance, and it just keeps adding more time and more water to try to get that into balance. But what will eventually will happen is you'll get a UL error code. Now, the quickest thing to do when you get that error code is to kind of rebalance your clothes, but that's only going to work for about 5% of you. The rest of everybody else is going to have to replace the suspension rods. And that's what I'm going to cover in this video, because this is a notorious issue. So let's get to it. Anyway, if you're curious, this is the model number right there. They make a variety of models that are this sort of layout right here, the Active Jet series as they call it. First thing you're going to do is unhook the water hoses and unplug the washer. For better viewing purposes, I'm just going to flip this around so you can see what I'm doing. Once you come to the back of the washer, you're going to undo these 5 Phillips screws. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I mentioned earlier, they completely changed up how to access the top, or how to remove the top of the Samsungs in the past couple of years. So that's why I made this video. With those 5 screws removed, we can kind of pull up this entire top. So you can pull up, flip it out this way. Interface panel out of the way. We can come over here and see that there's 2 screws we need to remove. So there's one that's in there, you can slightly see that, and one that's on the other side as well. So right there. So we'll have to remove those 2 Phillips screws as well. Alright, so with those 2 large screws removed, you can kind of put the user panel back into its original spot. But obviously you don't want to put the screws back in just yet. And then we'll come to the front of the washer. All right, then we're going to lift up the top, and what you should see is there should be 2 rubber pieces right here. For some reason, the previous owner removed these pieces. I think they tried to do this, but they kind of backed away from the repair. But there should be little 2 rubber black pieces covering up the holes right here. You just need to stick like a flat blade screwdriver, just pull them up, because those pieces, I should say, are just covering up 2 Phillips screws. So just because these are missing those pieces, it's no big deal, mostly for cosmetic reasons, so the washing machine looks nice and the screws are hidden. But we'll have to just undo these 2 Phillips screws as well. Moving to the next step, I did put a couple of pieces of duct tape. One of them was between the user panel and the lid right here, and then I put two back here just so this panel is temporarily held in place and doesn't get damaged. So with all those screws removed, we're just gonna pull up the top and then use a small piece, maybe a 2-foot piece of 2x4 to prop it up. You could use anything. If you have a helper, you can ask them to help as well. It should just come straight up like this, and we're just gonna use this piece to kind of prop this top up so we can have some space to work. So to remove the suspension rods is really simple. First what we're going to do is just going to grab the rod from the middle portion right here and pull it up, and then just slide it right out of that slot in the tub right there. So you can see that there is a slot. Let me stick my hand right there that the rod is suspended on, and we're just going to slide it this way. I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so we're just going to grab it from right here, pull it up out of there, and then just going to let it get out of the slot right there, and there she goes. And the way to install it is pretty much the reverse, and I'll show you that to you. But basically you want to do these one at a time. So you just remove one, remove the old one or remove the bad one, and install the good one. Alright, so here are the replacement suspension rods, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to link them in the video, so they should just pop up around now. So you should be able to just click on the pop-up and it'll take you to the correct part number. Now you may be wondering, hey, those suspension rods, those new suspension rods look kind of old. Well, you're right, because I refurbished these suspension rods, and that's a topic I'm going to show you in a future video. But it is possible to refurbish them, but you just have to be willing to spend a little bit of time with them. So that's why I just made this video on how to replace them. But in the future, I do plan on making a video on what you need to do to refurbish these so they're just as good as the new ones. But anyways, let's go ahead and install these refurbished / new rods in. Well, installing the rod is basically the same thing as taking it out, but the first thing we're going to do is we're going to imagine this is that piece right there, and we're just going to slide this into the slot of the tub first. I'm going to try to demonstrate this while I'm doing it. This might be a little bit difficult, but I think that may show it. But slide that all the way in like so, and there we go. Hopefully you're able to see that, and then you just be able to pull this up and into the slot like that. And I got my glove caught, but that is how you install it. That's how it should look, and then you just work your way around to do the other three like that as well. All right, so I'll show you how to do one more. This time I stuck my flashlight in there as well, so maybe it'll come out a little bit better. But basically, to remove the rod, we're just going to grab it from the middle right here and pull it off the top, and then just get it out of there by letting it kind of go. You may have to push down a little bit, and there she comes, and we're replaced with a refurbished rod. Hopefully this provides a better view of the replacement, but to install it is very simple. You just slide the new rod down and into the slot on the tub right there. It's on there, and then just pull it up with your hand and onto the slot on the tub. Can be a little bit heavy, but it's doable. There we go. Alright, so the rods have been replaced. Now we're just going to put everything back together. It's really easy. Just gonna put the top back into place. Should just slide in. And then we're gonna put the 2 screws on that go onto the top right here. And if you have those rubber stoppers or rubber covers, put those on as well. And now we're gonna come to the back, lift up the panel once again. Go ahead and put the 2 screws in the spots on the top over here. So 1 and 2. Go ahead and put the display panel or the user interface panel into the correct position. Like so. And just put the 5 screws back in. Let's give this thing a test run. So I've got the washing machine hooked up to my test station, and I've loaded up a good size load of duct tape delicates, and I've selected it to the highest spin so it'll give these suspension rods a good test, and we'll see if it finishes the cycle or if that UL code goes away. So stick around. Right, so the machine has now progressed to spin, and it's currently ramping up to top speed. And as you can see, that there is no UL code, there's no shaking. Actually, there's no shaking at all, but there's no excessive shaking, and it's definitely not adding any time. So hopefully this continues this way and it finishes the cycle as it should. Right, so it has successfully finished the cycle without any sort of error code, as indicated by that beautiful Samsung chime. And the clothes looks like they've been properly wringed out as well. Yep, they're not damp, they're not drippy, so that was successful. So if you found this video on how to replace the suspension rods on a Samsung active water jet washing machine helpful, make sure you hit the thumbs up sign.